Hello, this is John Saban from InsiderSentiment.com, and today I'm going to talk about Elon's new stock award. So, the board of Tesla has just approved a new compensation package for Musk in the form of these awards, which we're going to talk about, and we're going to look at how has Elon's timing been in the past. So, when he's made insider purchases or sales, how has the stock price basically responded following those transactions, and what does this suggest about these new awards? And this is in the Wall Street Journal today. Elon Musk gets 23.7 billion stock award from Tesla to stay focused. And so this is 96 million new shares that they're planning on issuing him, assuming this gets approved. And I was reading this article and couldn't help but notice this quote from Elon here. This is kind of unrelated. He says, especially if we're building millions, potentially billions of humanoid robots. So I'm not sure if this is the new plan to stop making cars and to switch to building humanoid robots. I don't really see how that's going to help the company, but you know, what do I know? So we're going to talk about three aspects of Elon's terrific timing, and let's start with the what we call the ocular test. So I'm going to pull up the insider sentiment dashboard here. This is the firm specific insider transactions tab, and I'm going to change some of the inputs here. So I'm going to expand the date range, going to add Tesla because that is the company we're interested in, and I'm going to add some additional transaction types so that we can get a more complete picture. And this is going to load, and I'm going to need to basically uncheck all of these other insiders because we only want to look at Elon's transactions. So we are not interested in these other insiders right now. So that's going to take a second to load. And while that's loading, I'll just say that this, what this feature does is it basically allows you to view the stock price of a company plotted against insider transactions. So this can be really helpful for seeing certain patterns. There are some insiders are have better at timing the transactions than others. They can buy low and sell high, and so when you can plot the stock price against the transactions, where you can plot them simultaneously, you can see those patterns emerge. And so we're looking at all of Elon's transactions here. Well, his purchase, sale, award, and gift transactions, and these are this is going back to 2015, so over 10 years of data right here. And just immediately, I'm going to zoom in a bit here. You can basically see, so these are um, above the x-axis. These are going to be acquisitions, and below are going to be dispositions. So purchases will count as acquisitions, sales will count as dispositions, and awards will also count as acquisitions. And for gifts, it can depend. So basically, let me reset the axis here. It's kind of hard to tell because the dates, such a large date range for this type of chart, but there's lots of purchases here um, in the period where the stock price is trading around below $20. And as the, stock just jumps up, starting in 2020, we see a cluster of sales that basically occur right at the what that at that time was the all-time high. And then basically right after you start selling, the stock price decreases. So um, we basically see, again, I'll try to zoom in here a little bit. Um, so a large number of purchases and awards while the stock price is trading, this is zooming out. So we're not really looking at the variation that was happening in 2015 through 2020, but just sort of looking out from uh, the perspective that we have now. we can see that when the stock price was, sort of, you might say in the trenches, Elon was doing a lot of buying and basically accumulating shares. And then when the stock price was much higher, he was selling. And I will zoom in on a recent period here in the at the end of 2024, beginning of 2025. And when I zoom in, you can see it better. There's a gift transaction, this yellow bar, and that corresponds to the what was the new all-time high, the current all-time high price that was achieved at the end of last year. And this is the most recent transaction that Elon has. And it's very interesting because this gift transaction occurs at the all-time high. And so basically just from the ocular test we can see that he's buying low and selling high. And so again, that suggests that he um, you know, has very good timing. It's harder to say why he has good timing, and I don't really want to speculate, but just we can say that, yeah, based on his past transactions, he has very good timing. The stock price goes up after he buys, and it goes down after he sells. And so let's look at this most recent gift transaction a little bit more closely. It is from filed the last day of 2024, reporting for the previous day. And so we can open it up here. And so this is what the how these transactions look when you look at them on the SEC website. So we can see it's kind of hard to zoom in a little bit. So we can see it is a G for gift, and um, basically I'll just read the first footnote. In connection with the reporting person's year-end tax planning, this represents gifts by the reporting person to certain charities. So basically, that suggests that um, he's making this gift to what he considers a charity. And if that's the case, then i- if he is planning on basically counting this gift as a charitable deduction, then he could benefit from uh, it as a write-off. And talking with ChatGPT, you can basically, if you're doing this, uh, writing off income using a charitable donation, then you value the shares um, on the date of the gift. So the fact that this gift occurred at what's basically the highest stock price is very favorable for Musk if he wants to write this off as a deduction because he's getting the best price possible. So again, I don't know if this is happening. I'm just saying that if that is what he's planning on doing, then he's getting the best possible price, which is very convenient for him. Okay, so that was one and two, and we crunched the numbers. Okay, so before I go on to that, I'll just say if you're enjoying the content, if you give a like, that really helps, and we really value your feedback. So if you leave a comment, we love to see what you're thinking and what you think of the video. And also, if you want to um, subscribe so that you don't miss future videos, you can do that as well. So we crunched the numbers, and this is newish feature that we launched recently called Insider Scores. So we basically have gone ahead and calculated the profitability of the various insiders when they make these transactions, so you can see which ones are trading most profitably. And this is a feature that's only available for professional users. So I'm going to put in Tesla here, and we will, let's see, using trades since 2015, and I think all the other um, options are fine. Then we will submit the filter, and now I'm going to basically sort it descending. And when I sort descending, that means we can see very clearly that Elon is the most profitable um, insider at Tesla using data from the last 10 years. So That's pretty significant. He is the highest on um, the 50-day return metric. If you can compare him to the other ones, he's not quite. I guess he's doesn't trade as profitably on some of the shorter time spans. But I think if we go to use even older, yeah, if we go back all the way to 2010, we can see that he basically trades the most profitably at 50 days, and much longer. He also trades very well at the 500-day level. Yeah, some of the shorter term time spans, he is not the most profitable, but we can say, uh, you know, uh, this guy in the number two place only has one distinct trading day versus 19 for Elon. So I'm pretty comfortable saying that Elon is the most, I guess you could say, successful um, insider at Tesla in terms of the timing of the trades. Okay, so the bottom line, Elon's terrific timing sends a positive signal for incoming awards based on past activity. And all right, I hope you enjoyed and see you next time.